Good morning, students. We have started our chapter light. And simple definition you have understood, that is what is light. Students, did you know that how we can see any object? Suppose this is a marker. Light is falling on this object, reflected back, entering in our eyes. Our eyes takes the picture of this and sends to the brain, and brain helps us to identify that what is this. See here, suppose I have taken one book, light is falling on this book, reflected back, enter in our eyes, and then we are able to understand that this is book. If no light will fall on the book is there only, but we cannot able to see it because that reflected light is not entering in our eyes. So today we will proceed our chapter, that is reflection of light. Reflection of light, let us see what is this reflection of light. Bouncing back of light from point of incidence in the same medium is known as reflection of light. So students, I hope you don't know what is bouncing back, what is point of incidence. I am showing you here. Now you see this. I have taken one line. First of all, I have taken 2 points PQ. Join this. Suppose I am showing you mirror. How to show the mirror? Mirror is always polished from backwards. So, if I'll ask you students that what is mirror? From birth till death we are seeing the mirror. What is mirror? Mirror is a transparent object which is polished from backwards. So, in figure also we are showing mirror that is polished from one side. So, suppose I am naming it as PQ. PQ is mirror. Light is coming from the source. So, light comes from the source and falls on object at this point. As light is coming from the source, name it as OP. We can say OP is incident ray. So students, what is incident ray? Incident ray is a ray which comes from the source and strikes the object. The incident ray which strikes the object at certain point, this point is known as, I am writing over here P, point of incidence. So what is point of incidence? Point of incidence is that point on an object on which incident ray strikes the object. Means ray is falling on the object, strikes at this point. So this point will become point of incidence. Same here, from point of incidence, when the ray is bounced back in the same medium, see this medium is air. Incident ray is in the medium air, reflected ray is also in the medium air. So from the point of incidence, the ray is reflected back in the same medium. This ray is known as reflected ray. So students, see here, PQ is reflected ray. So how will you define this reflected ray? Reflected ray is the ray which bounced back from the point of incidence in the same medium. Now, one new thing you are going to study, normal. See here, I am drawing dash dash broken line from cutting from the point of incidence. N dash, N dash. It is normal. Normal always passes through point of incidence. What is normal? Normal is an imaginary line which passes through point of incidence perpendicularly, or you can say normally, or very simply you can say it divides the mirror into two equal halves. So both the way you can answer it, where you can say normal is an imaginary line which passes perpendicular to the point of incidence. See students here, incident ray is making an angle to the normal. Just see this angle. This is known as angle I. So, just I am rubbing this one and writing angle OPN. Angle OPN, we are saying angle I. Angle I is known as angle of incidence. How will you define this? What is this angle of incidence? Angle of incidence is angle made by incident ray to the normal. Always angle is made from the normal only. So, angle made by incident ray to the normal is known as angle of incidence. Similarly, students, see here, angle made by reflected ray to the normal is known as angle of reflection. So, we can write again here angle NPQ. NPQ angle R. This angle is known as angle of reflection. So students, how will you define this? What you are understanding? What is angle of reflection? Angle made by reflected ray to the normal is known as angle of reflection. So students, you have seen all the basic terms we have studied. So whole of this reflection follows some law. Then only we are able to see any object clearly, or we can able to see that object. So what is that? Laws. So I am writing over here laws of reflection. Now try to understand the law. First law. See here, the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal all lies on same plane. Again I am saying you will write the answer and send to me. The incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal lies on the same plane. So see here, one thing, be careful. I am using ray with incident, ray with reflected, but not with normal. So normal is not an ray, it is only imaginary line. And the second law is the angle of incidence is always equals to angle of reflection. If you will measure this, then you will find that angle I is equal to angle R. So today up to here we will study.